everyone, this is Alec coming to you with another Warcraft 3 audio commentary. And after a great dinner that I just finished making myself, I'm back and ready to do more casting as I prepare to cast Game 3 of this Best of 5 Epic series for the 225th ZOTAC Cup. This is the finals for the ZOTAC Cup between Rage.Yumiko and Remind. This third game looks like it's going to be played on Echo Isles, a one of the long-time greatest maps made by Blizzard. It's a strictly 1v1 map. Natural gold mines for each player, natural expansion spots for both players. You can either decide to do sort of more aggressive creeping. If all races can go for this camp except for Orc and Undead. So actually, human and Night Elf players, like you can see here and here, are able to do aggressive creeping on these two camps, which I would not be surprised if that's exactly what we saw. Remind already setting up the proxy Ancient of War, preparing to creep out this orange camp, and I would not be surprised if we saw the exact same thing if we saw some militia creeping from Yumiko. So Remind going to be going for Demon Hunter as his first hero. Yumiko going to be this is what you do. A very smart strategy I see from human players. I think Sky was actually the first human player who really perfected this strategy. What you do is when you set out your first scout as a human player, you run it all the way over to the enemy base. Then out of reach of the Ancient of War, which may be in the base of the Night Elf player, out of reach of the Ancient of War, because that Ancient of War can otherwise just start batting away at it, build this farm next to a building like the Altar of Kings, in a position just like this. This way, you get incredible scouting capabilities this way, just because if you do end up going for it, then let's say Remind decides to target focus down this farm and wants to try and kill it like he's exactly what he's doing. Even if Remind decides to do this, he's already losing a lot of time. He's already falling behind in the 1v1. Look, getting these hits off on this farm, he's falling behind. He's already at a disadvantage in this 1v1 just from doing that. So on top of this, you can see what Remind's doing in his base at all times. It's a great strategy until the Night Elf decides to pull his Ancient of War right back and start batting away at the farm. But for now, it's a great strategy for any human player. So if you do play human, that's exactly what you should be doing. Every game that you play, I highly recommend it. Anyways, let's see what is going to happen. Yumiko going to be going for Mountain King as his first hero, so picking up a great item as well, Pendant of Energy. Holy crap, so this will be a really interesting game. Already, Yumiko taking a huge advantage just with that item drop. Yumiko going to get to level 2.5, it looks like, on his Mountain King. Not the typical standard Archmage play. Instead, going to be going for that Pendant of Energy. Going to be going for the Mountain King. By killing that little paladin wizard thing, creep mob, he got an incredible item drop, the Pendant of Energy. What this does is, well, Mountain King, for instance, for starters, his main DPS are Storm Bolts. That's his main. That's what you get a Mountain King for, Storm Bolts or Storm Claps. You get him for his abilities. But Mountain King, what he lacks is mana. He does not have mass amounts of mana. He is not able to use those abilities as much as he would like to. But if you do get an incredible item drop like a Pendant of Energy, you can have an extra 150 mana. Storm Bolts take 75 mana to pull off, and so that's already 2 more Storm Bolts in the bank. You have level 3 Storm Bolts, which is what he's about to have any second now. 2 level 3 Storm Bolts can easily kill off an archer, can easily kill off I don't think it can kill a merc, but it can practically kill a forest troll berserker. So it's really, it just gets you off to a huge advantage if you have that as a human player. So it looks like Yumiko is going to be going for the same strategy he's been going for in every single game, going to be going for that fast expand, going to power build towers, probably going to put up a lumber mill momentarily, probably going to drop a lumber mill as soon as it fits right in this position right here. No tech yet, we'll see that a little bit later. as his first arcing tower should be going up momentarily. Nice staff of preservation after that Demon Hunter. Nice surround, obviously, by Yumiko's. Surrounding that Demon Hunter, but a very nice use of the staff of teleportation. Sorry, did I say preservation? I mean teleportation. Staff of teleportation. Nice right back to his base before he could take as much damage as Yumiko would have liked to have dealt. But it looks like Remind building this Tree of Life. So Remind's going to be making an effort to try and get a counter expansion of his own. Obviously, he's not interested in trying to siege this expansion like he's had to do in the past two games. Yeah, 2 games. First game on Twisted Mano, second game on Amazonia. And if you guys did not watch my last game, it was my very first epic little cast done on Amazonia, my very first cast on that map. I've done a few commentaries. I've done about 50 or 55 now, but that was my very first one on Amazonia, so if you guys are interested, you can go and check that out. And then again, you've probably already seen it if you're watching this game 3. But let's get back into the game. Yumiko going to be looking for an expansion, will not see it. Where's that tree? Where did that Tree of Life go? Is that Tree of Life hiding somewhere? I do not see the Tree of Life anywhere. Oh, look at this. I don't think that Yumiko scouted out this Tree of Life. Really nicely played by Remind. He's just going to eat his way over to the gold mine over here with the Tree of Life. And I do not think it was scouted out by Yumiko. Let's just go to the vision of Yumiko. Has he scouted this out? He scouted down the trees, so maybe he's going to come down here and look for that Tree of Life. There we go. He's going to get that Tree of Life. He's going to scout it out. So he knows that Remind is looking to get that counter expansion, but the key thing is, how does he plan on stopping it? Remind going to be going for Huntresses. Obviously, I already put it down that Huntress Hall just because he already has some Huntresses on the field. Going to be going for that Ultra Vision upgrade, all very standard play. 3 Huntresses out. Tier 2 tech should be finished. If not, it's already very close. Yep, there we go. 7/8 of the way down, I'd say. Very close, as Yumiko going to start to build up that lumber mill, which is exactly what he wants to do, and should be putting up those guard towers ASAP. Remind going to be creeping, Tree of Life creeping. You don't hear that often, but he's going to be Tree of Life creeping this orange camp. Looks like he should root his tree right there. He might not have to eat 1 or 2 more trees. He might have to just eat that tree or something, but unless he walks his tree out all the way over here, which I don't actually recommend. I really like the positioning of it. Oh wow, look at that positioning. That's not a bad position for a Tree of Life. Pretty good. As he starts to put up a counter expansion of his own. Remind going to be going for that second Pandaren Brewmaster, which he's done in every single game so far. Obviously, he really likes this Pandaren Brewmaster Demon Hunter combo. He didn't go for Demon Hunter first last game. He went for a little bit more of a weirder, not so standard strategy. He went for Beastmaster as his first hero. It was pretty interesting how he sort of tried to use the Quill Beast, so obviously it wasn't very successful considering he lost the game. If I just spoiled for you guys, but he did lose the game. I still like this Pandaren Brewmaster against any human player for that matter. And almost any human strategy is good. It's counterable with a Pandaren Brewmaster. Just with that Breath of Fire can do so much damage to across all human units except for Spellbreakers. Those only come later on in the game. Unfortunately, Remind going to get a few Huntresses are going to get caught out a little bit, and they're going to get taken down by the slow. How does Yumiko already have slow? Oh, you know what he probably did? He probably bought a Merc here, the Rock Golem Merc, and used slow from that. Just sorry, I just fell behind there a little bit. Looks like Remind going to start his tier 3 tech, so we're probably going to be seeing bears. Yep, there we go. 1 Ancient Allure down there, and we have a 2nd Ancient Allure there, so Dryads are going to come out until that tier 3 tech is finished, in which case he's going to start to get those bear upgrades. Right now, Yumiko, has he started his tech yet? Nope, still no tech from Yumiko, still just banking on no upkeep. And actually, no, he has started his tech, but he's going to decide to tech down at his expansion. So I was not expecting to see this. Wow, this is a very interesting strategy from Yumiko. I did not expect to see this at all. Going to be going for attack upgrades on both of those footmen and riflemen attack upgrades. So maybe we'll be seeing a blacksmith being put up. Oh, yeah, nope, never mind. I missed the blacksmith. Oh, what am I saying? If he's getting upgrades, then that means he already has blacksmith out. What am I talking about? Anyways, Yumiko does have a lot of money, but the reason he's not getting any more units is because he wants to stay at no upkeep, because if you get more than 50 food, and he's at 48 right now, if you get more than 50 food, you start to get taxed on each gold that you bring in. It goes from 10 gold, each little sack of money there, each sack of money goes from being 10 gold to 7 gold once you go into low upkeep. So really it's not very ideal in Yumiko's position. He probably just wants to start, whoops, sorry. Probably is just going to bank on money, get upgrades, which is exactly what he's doing. Gonna probably get some techs as well. I really like the strategy from Yumiko. Gonna drop his double arcane sanctum, all very standard for Yumiko. Now we're gonna see an engagement here. Nice burn on that Mountain King, so essential to be able to get those mana burns off on that Mountain King. No second hero yet from Yumiko, so maybe he's just looking to go all out on this one Mountain King. If he can get that Mountain King to like level 5, for example, and get those level 3 Storm Bolts, that is devastating to a Night Elf army. Remind those, Tier 3 tech is going to finish momentarily, so he should be getting that Bear Master Training very, very soon. He does have the resources for it, so that will be the next research he gets. Yumiko just going to start to pump out more and more. Just going to pump out more and more upgrades as he's decided he's going to sort of ease into his low upkeep army. Wants to try and bank on as much money as he possibly can. And if he does manage to get off all these upgrades and then go into like an 80 food army, for example, of caster army, he's really going to be ahead if that actually happens. He's just in a tech and things like that. It'll just give him such a big advantage. Ooh, I don't know why my mouse is screwing up. I've got a really crappy mouse. I may get a new one. I know I just got a new mic, so obviously it's going to take me a while to save for that. But I do have a bit of money saved up, surprisingly, so that may be the next thing on my to-do list, to buy list. I don't know. Anyways, let's go back into the game though. Demon Hunter, let's check the hero levels out. Level 3, so Remind, I really like the way Remind in every single match he's played against Yumiko so far, he's managed to keep his hero levels up the whole entire time. He's never let up on his hero levels on any of the games. He's always been ahead or tied hero level wise. He's never really fallen behind. Even the incredible capabilities of creeping capabilities of a human player. There Remind goes with his proxy shop strategy, which he's done in every single game as well. Setting up this proxy shop, it makes it that much easier for the Pandaren Brewmaster to buy things like an anti-magic shell or a mana potion, just so he can get that many more breaths of fire. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to send in that first breath of fire, going to get a bit of feedback. That's okay, he doesn't mind. As the first bear is going to start to come out, there we go. 2 bears out on the field, as more of them should start to flow in momentarily. There we go, 2 more are going to start to flow in, as we're going to see a bit of a base trade here. Yumiko looking to go for a base trade of his own, has gone into low upkeep, so we will be seeing that. Spellbreakers are coming out, sorceresses are coming out, more breath of fire are going to go off for Remind. Anti-magic shell being used, very nice strategy for by Remind. I really like the use of this, how he's using this strategy. He's popping that so that he does not take that feedback damage that you normally would take from an arcane sanctum, not an arcane sanctum, an arcane tower. Let's see that Mountain King level, still level 4 for that Mountain King. Probably wants to get those Mountain King levels up if he can. He can get to level 5, that's really essential. He needs to get that Mountain King up to level 5 if he can, just to get those additional stun capabilities and damage BS capabilities with that Storm Bolt. Really, Remind getting another breath of fire off on all of these towers and these peasants. It's just so effective for that breath of fire on that pan. I love the way Remind is playing. It's going to be able to take that 1 Arcane Sanctum. So now Yumiko really down to only 1 Arcane Sanctum. Oh no, and he also set up a workshop. Queued up 4 mortar teams. Holy crap. So Yumiko really going to heavily focus down on, gonna really go heavy on these mortar teams, obviously to counter these dryads. Nice Staff of Preservation there to save that Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter got dangerously low on hit points. And Yumiko going to be looking for Archmage as his second hero. Getting that Brilliance Aura as his first effect, just to sort of help out that Mountain King in gaining as much mana as he possibly can. Ooh, a really nice level 2 Stormbolt Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter does have Rejuvenation, but it's taking a lot of damage. We do have Dispel on that Demon Hunter though. Does pop some sort of a spell as Potion of Healing though. Now a Scroll of Healing across all those Night Elf units. Right now, Remind in a very strong position. All these casters are getting a little bit cut out, and very nice Scroll of Healing though across all those casters. Sorceresses do have Adept training, so they will be able to cast Invisibility. Will help him out a lot, but I'm not sure that's exactly what he needs. Remind really in a very confident position right now, a great position with all of these Bears and Dryads. But no, it looks like he's just going to retreat for some reason. I really liked his position there, but deciding to maybe go for Yumiko's northern base. One mortar team almost got caught out there a little bit, but looks like Remind not going to fall for that. Let's see what he decides to do. Level 4 Panda and Brewmaster deciding to creep for some reason. I don't really like this idea. He's in the driver's seat right now. Doesn't need to be creeping, but instead he's deciding to go for that creep. Demon Hunter, maybe he's just trying to get the Demon Hunter up to level 5, just so he can have that extra 50 mana burn, so he can get that minus 150 mana burn off on that Mountain King. Invisible Mountain King now going to come out though, going to be heading straight for that Night Elf expansion it looks like. I'm not really sure what he plans to do with that. Maybe he's just going to do some shopping. And it looks like that's exactly what he did. Double Pendant of Energy, holy crap. Is that Mountain King stacked or what? Holy shit. That's a lot of mana. Anyways, let's see what Yumiko has in store. He's obviously opting to go for more and more upgrades on those footmen, or those spellbreakers, sorry. He doesn't have any more footmen. Let's see the upgrades on those priests, still only adept, sorceresses only adept. So not going to be going for, and does not have a tier 3 text, so what am I talking about? He cannot have adept for that matter. And it looks like Yumiko is a little bit supply block, not interested in going into high upkeep. It looks like really not interested, obviously. And just going to decide to stay into low upkeep, just going to get taxed a little bit. When you go into high upkeep, it goes from 10 gold into, when you go into low upkeep, it goes into 7 gold, and then when you go to high upkeep, it goes right down to 4 gold. So even on 2 bases, that's not a lot of income. On 2 bases, you can be going for so much more. You really don't. It's really not ideal to be in a high upkeep when you have 2 bases going. Yumiko going to kill off a unit probably because he wants to stay in low upkeep, or maybe to try and get off another Fairy Dragon. Wow, I did not see this coming. Remind going to be going for Fairy Dragon, so Fairy Dragon is very effective against a human caster army. They do have that one effect where I forget what it's called. Balls. Okay, I forget what it's called, but they go into what's that thing called? Like mana bomb, or no, I don't know what it's called. I'm not even gonna make an effort in trying to guess it. But what happens then? They sort of go into this little solar ball thing, and they gain +7 or +9 or even +10 armor, and they don't attack. But whenever an enemy unit uses a spell, they take something like 100 damage or 150 damage. I have to look up this spell, but I'm not really. You don't see it very often at all. Actually, at pro levels anymore. You used to see it all the time. I think it's actually kind of underused these days. I think it can be used a lot more to the advantage of Night Elf players. Not that they already don't have so much in their favor as a race in total. So it looks like anyways, let's go over and see what Yumiko's doing. Yumiko just going to clear out these trees just so that he can get that much better of a positioning for his mortars. It probably would not be a bad idea. Is there a Goblin Factory on this map? I don't even know. I don't think so. No, there's no Goblin Factory. So I was going to say, it wouldn't be a bad idea if Yumiko decided to go for like a Zeppelin drop with those morts, but he won't be able to because there is no Goblin Factory. Looks like Yumiko going to pull some militia, which are going to get caught out. It looks like that's four big militia kills, which is really not ideal in Yumiko's position. Yumiko going to be going for this expansion of Remind. It's pretty well protected with a lot of Ancient of Wars. Going to drop 3 guard towers, as that's exactly what Remind's opting to do. Going to be going to try and kill off the expansion of Yumiko. All he needs is to get off one nice breath of fire to kill off a bunch of these peons. That's exactly what he needs. There we go. A lot of peons are going to fall, as Remind's going to use a counter TP. There we go. There's that Fairy Dragon using its little effect, but to no prevail. because it will just TP out. Very nicely played there by Remind, taking out that expansion. Now, how much gold is left in the main base? There's only 1,800 gold left for both players, so those main gold mines will run out in a few minutes. Should be about 3 more minutes of mining. So really, every unit counts at this point. You can't waste any unit. Every upgrade counts. You can't waste a penny. Alright, let's see. Let's check the items. Panda and Brewmaster, very nice Pendant of Energy, while the Demon Hunter, also very nice. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Just had that Orb of Venom. Does a double Scroll of Healing. If they do, if we see another engagement by this Night Elf, this should be really, really interesting. And look at what Yumiko's deciding to do. Look at this position. He's going to be going for those Ancients of Remind. He's going to be just sitting these mortars and taking advantage of their increased range. And look, 2-0 upgrades on the siege damage. Oh no, this is probably not what he wants to do. A lot of gyrocopters out, flying machines out as well. I'm not sure if they have that ground land bombs or ground bombs or whatever it is, whatever allows them to attack ground units. I'm not sure if they have that upgrade, but that would be kind of interesting to see. Looks like Yumiko going to be trying to get off as much slow as he possibly can. We should see the Fairy Dragon using its effect. Probably want to see Fairy Dragon probably wants to get into his little form that he does. Nope, obviously not going to get focused down. Oh, this is why I went for the gyrocopters, to try and focus down these Fairy Dragons. And it is working out for him. Going to be focusing down, really easy time focusing down those Fire Dragons. But let's go over here. These towers of Yumiko are up, so that'll really help him out in this fight. Now, Remind not really in the best of position. Oh no, just because he does not want to be in one of these chokeholds. And look at this, Yumiko did go for Blizzard as his second effect, as his on that Archmage, so he will be able to get that much more damage off on those bears. This is really not an ideal space for Remind to fight in. He does not want to fight in one of these big chokeholds because it just makes it that much easier for this caster army just to focus down these bears so that much easier. And Yumiko knows this, and he's just going to try and keep him fighting in these chokeholds. Nice Scroll of Healing to try and counter that Breath of Fire. Nice mana burn on that Archmage as well. Look at this, Remind bears are just dropping, are being laughed out like all the time. And look at this, the bears are going to fall over here to the hands of these towers. These chokeholds are just killing Remind. He does not want to engage in these chokeholds. But Yumiko going to call GG. He decides to just call GG. He has no more money. Maybe because he just knew that he could. Maybe he just didn't think that he was able to counter all the bears. I do not think that Yumiko should have called GG just there, just yet. But obviously he felt it was time. Hope you guys enjoyed this Game 3 of this Best of 5 series. Game 4 and Game 4 to become, and maybe Game 5. We'll just have to see. Right now, Remind is up 2-1 in this series, so stay tuned for that. See you later.